of the days. I think both have been heavily contested by guard. Yesterday's was definitely theirs. We've started off our best of 3. It's a qualifier into the closed qualifier. The guard, they're already starting off with a bit of pressure onto their own A site. XSET, they're already here.
Yeah, and guard are just going to play this retake already. Get control back towards A main. The Trailblazer goes through. And look at this. Guard are going so quick, but BCJ tosses a lovely barrier orb to immediately block these players off. And that's going to slow things down here a little bit. The guard now have to wait out this wall and try and find other picks elsewhere.
Ooh, Cryo going real deep alongside Zekin. Zekin, not only that, but gets healed. Ooh. There you go. It ends up working out for the right click onto Trent. Now the rest of the guard. They're all held back over towards the ramp side. There's a Nebula in their face. There's a Zekin coming up from behind. And looks like it's an L in their pockets. XSET, they have the A site. Time is going to run out, I think. Let's see what Net and Sai can at least try. A couple of picks here and there could be cool, but time is essentially over. Good stuff from XSET.
Yeah, really quick execution.
We'll see XSET back to the defaults. And Net, he does indeed have that Headhunter. We've seen actually quite a bit of impact from Net in the last few days in terms of the early round. His first kill statistics is the highest on the guard thus far. And again, he's a bit of a Sensi main. Shouldn't exactly been doing that, but the rest of the XSET, they've had pretty similar execution themselves. Cryo cells at the very top in terms of first kills in this entire tournament. It looks like he's searching for it over towards the mid side. Zekin's gonna go for the fake peek, and out goes Zekin, out goes Cryo. Jonah P waiting up with the bird right from behind the box, and it could be massive. 3 players waiting at the bottom of mid. They've abandoned ship.
Look at this already. Net has gone really deep, but he's only got 1 bullet. The Headhunter
Was worried about the boom bot.
He's headshot, and it does.
Oh,
okay,
what?
Cryo's gonna fall from behind.
Poor guy.
A bit unfortunate for him. Yeah, exactly. Poor guy wasn't even aiming at him. But here come XSET. That first pick does not slow them down whatsoever. They've got the better guns and they know it, so they're just gonna take this site and come to guard. They have this mid advantage, and it's a big one at that. They've already healed up Saya players, so it's a 5-on-4 retake, and honestly, it is doable here for the guard.
Yeah, real quick from the guard, and they just need a couple. They just need a couple of these 1v1s, but XSET's not giving him that exact same aim.
Base clan on split is they were a very mid-centric team, and that's what we see here early on. 3 players posted up in B mailroom. That util from the chamber being posted up on that B site to try and delay any execs. And XSET, they're gonna try and battle back here as well, take things a little bit slow, fight for some map control. This mid position is probably going to be one of the most critical points when it comes to this first half, and at least who's going to have the upper hand later in the round.
And he wants that impact, but that Nebula up in his face, fresh.
Oh, Zekin.
Zekin's going to take this space real quick. Not only that, but a snake bite goes down, preventing anyone from exit if they wanted to go over towards heaven. So, guard completely relinquishing mid control. They've compensated that by having someone in the back of heaven, but no way. Cryo actually opts to go for the dry peek, and it ends up working against the rifle of Net.
That's going to open up a gap here towards both A and B. Right now, Saya player has to kind of worry. All right, we've lost a lot of mid pressure here. Trent's not able to take that full peek. I need to be more worried now about my heaven side. And it looks like XSET with 35 seconds left to start moving towards A. Saya player, let's get the trade back, and that will alleviate some of that pressure.
30 seconds
the guard,
left.
they backed all the way here off of the B heaven. That trademark's not going to give that cue, but the sound cue as well. And now the exit starts to come through. XSET with 20 seconds left. Only 2 players to fight against, and Trent is just trying to hold this cross.
Oh, Trent! Missing out on his first burst, and it's only 1 burst that he gets. Not able to defend it back, so Aaron gets the free gap to get that plant down. BCJ still covering up that back spawn side. 2 players from the guard. Might be 3 at this point.
Wow.
Valorant still thinking about it, but no, it's going to be 2 players over towards heaven after BCJ gets his kill. Saya
Set. Win their bonus out. They're in a very strong economic position. They pick up those rifles. The guard have to make do with these lesser guns. Net's gone for the full mag in the Headhunter. All 8 bullets. But no noise just yet. Especially on an eco round like this, I would have expected maybe the guard try and initiate an early fight, knowing that XSET love to play these slow anti-eco rounds. And there's a chance, right, with the guns that you have, Sheriffs and Headhunters, you could maybe find an early pick, but they just sit tight.
Yeah, there's always going to be kind of the fishing from Valen, the fishing from Net early on, but no, like you said, nothing too aggressive. Again, XSET, they're playing perfect counter. If guard were going for something like that, it's just a wide default, real deep in these choke points, not actually wanting to make any sort of contact. Again, map control is crucial in these types of setups, and XSET, They do at least pay attention back over towards the mid side, but they're just going to leave it as a bit of a fake. They're finally going to go back over towards A and make their first full approach with guns.
Yeah, we had just Def and Aaron watching these extremities in case anyone wanted to push. A lot of noise made mid, but there are 3 players here from the guard. 2 players already close to him, but that's a lovely flash.
What a
and a dink
flash.
already onto Zekin, but Def able to find one through the Viper's wall. Jonah P able to hold back for a little bit longer, but overwhelming them with these rifles as XSET. They're looking for this 4th round as players come swinging on through the guard. Just up to the IGL Valen. 4 versus 1, and that's a 4th here for XSET.
Yeah, rifle diff, but almost a really good round from the guard. The rotation was good. They cleared out that mid side a bit early on. Could have been a bit ambitious off of the peak, but they were the ones that had the utility control.
It between the A and B bomb sites. I wonder if XSET are going to make that kind of read. Now with the Tour de Force coming into play, and the aggression here early on, they're going to get early control here, the guard over towards this A side, and that should at least alleviate a lot of that pressure and allow this rotation from Jonah P to come back to support the mid side, where the biggest, I think, weakness has been so far for the guard.
Again, the guard, they've been relinquishing a lot of control, period. B-main is essentially a non-contact ever since that second round that we ended up seeing from net. But back over on A, though, things are way cheekier than usual. This guy actually has a lot of freedom. He wants to go back over towards elevator, but Zekin, thinking about this Nebula cross, swoops in. Oh, and gonna use the showstopper early. Still has a second person over towards having to deal with. And Trent drive through the Nebula, taking down Zekin. Definitely not the intention, but the guard now, they find themselves at a bit of an equalization. But not only that, but with a whole lot of space. Heaven control is more or less still theirs. No, not actually. Trent isn't watching it. XSET are here.
Trent needs to go big here. He's not going to find anything off the rip, and now it's just a Saya player. He's pivoted in the backside. He has a dash, but there's nowhere to dash to. Players all around and missing the first shot. He has a smoke. He just needs to stay alive, and he's bought a little bit of time, and even found a second frag. He's actually evening things up. Thankfully, Net finds one as well.
Delaying for his team.
And now he's made this rotation. Net
time 2 coming in from Saya player. So good.
Yeah, and it's the fact that Qualifier, or apologies, BCJ elected to use his wall towards elevator. You had to keep someone in heaven just in case they came out, and that's exactly where Net came from. Got one on the Tour de Force. Now he's back to a Phantom. We'll see if he can have the exact same impact. It's out at least the Boombot for now, but that's allowed Crowcells to just slip on through. No one was able to catch him going on over. No trademark here as well, so there's a big gap over towards heaven. That's why we see Jonah P pivoting back on over. In the meantime, Saya player's got really good control towards this A side. He should be good to find a pick here, and especially with the support now of Jonah P, Guiding Lights can help support him get away. And a star already at the ready if that needs to be a gravel or a smoke. So I like this hold so far from the guard, but the biggest question is how does Cryocells come into play here? He sees the peek and he's got a pick. Now things get messy.
Ooh, Saya. At least making the ground a bit messier with the blood of his enemies, but even then, it's gonna be Jonah P. Oh, no, no! In one fell swoop, the Uno reverse card comes in. XSET 1 second has the disadvantage, then has the advantage. Revive and a kill coming in at the same time. Saya player, oh, he was thinking about swinging in on sight. Could have been able to get an angle on the man with a spike, but instead it's going to be Saya and Net collecting 2 final kills, essentially, because Def and Aaron, bit stuck in the middle of this pit. Can't watch the perimeter of it. Backside control is going to be in the hands of the guard, but inside this pit, it's their lockdown. It's their zone. Spike is still on the outside of it, but Def is still spraying away. He gets it through the pit too. Valen now in a 1v2. Has a wall in front of him. That's crazy. Def is right behind him, and oh, that is cheeky. The wall connecting up with a half wall. Def spraying away, delaying for his teammate. He has no
open, so he had his back turned towards the 2 players on ramp, and that's where they lost that control. XSET in this 7th round, have once more elected to play a little bit slower, right? It's an anti-eco here. We know that's how they love to play on these anti-ecos. It's how most teams love to play, but on A big pick has just gone down. Aaron, one of the solo lurks, has just fallen. In the meantime, a trade does come back through. So a 4 versus 4, but a rifle picked up, and Jonah P is already coming all the way through spawn.
Oh. Again, just a big frag, but Jonah P. Oh, the timing for Jonah. Is he going to be able to get the spike?
Oh, look at
Valen. Oh, no, the Astra goes through. All good, but it's still going to be... Wait. Oh, Jonah P spots him. Valen now knows. Valen now has to have the communication, right? That Def is coming. Valen could have been able to fight there, but the damage was good. Down to 24 HP was Def, but even then, with just 2 Vandals remaining, guard, they have to try to stand tall here and try to make their way back into the site. Jonah P, he does have that B main control. His teammate coming back towards the spawn. Does look like XSET. They do have a pretty good setup here. The crossfires are good. 2 split between each choke point. The guard are still refusing to go out, taking their good little time. They still have 1 flash in terms of Jonah P, but he's not going to use it. And Trent, too, he has his full kit of utility, essentially. But he's not even going to go for it. In a 1v4 scenario, the guard, again, they desperately needed a streak of rounds, but their credits were once again going to be in.
It's a split right. Solo anchoring a site, being almost in an unpunishable position, and giving full confidence to his team that that's not where the exit goes. But here, an early Viper's Pit's going to get popped out towards mid, and this was the crucial part of the map that the guard were losing. Now it's been obstructed here, and it should at least help them a lot when it comes to these rotations. But in the meantime, XSET are like, all right, we'll just take this space in towards A.
Right. Yeah, the only thing about it is that, again, guard have relinquished mid control so many times. I don't know if this is exactly, you know, a change to just keep that because they want that change, or, of course, it's just a bit rough because XSET, nobody actually went over towards that mid side. They're not even going to notice it. They're going to completely skip it out. But now we have to focus up over towards the A and B sites. Saya player does at least get 1. Not going to get any more. He does back out. XSET with full control of Heaven. Not exactly of A, though. Nobody has actually executed out. They do have an open window. The Toxins are up currently. Oh, Saya player goes out. Not able to hit his shot. Zekin going in, taking down Net. Now we're tied up at a 4v4. But 4 players from XSET are here. But only 2 from guard. And Zekin from the skies, taking down Sky and Jet.
Spike will now go down here, and you were really hoping that Jonah P could use those flashes to direct the XSET onslaught back over towards A main, but he wasn't able to. Zekin comes in flying from Heaven. With that control, they're able to get this spike down. Now the guard, Valen and Trent, both coming from 2 different directions, but there are 4 players they need to find 2 apiece. If you know your quick maths. Aaron spinning back towards
the side of XSET, but the guard now on the pistols. They need to make something happen. And over towards the B site, over towards B main, it was a double peek, but again, immediately backing off with a TP. XSET still thinking about a default, but they have the spikes still approaching B.
If Aaron doesn't get both of these kills, and they are going to have to exit over towards the B bomb site, and he doesn't, so that means either XSET are going to have to full retake back towards A, or this is going to end up being a B hit, and that's why the guard, 3 players stacked up here. Jonah P just watching in case they go back through mid, knowing that there's a lack of control there. But oh my goodness, XSET, they don't actually hit B. They take a reroute. They go back towards this mid side. Their elevator position is open, and they know exactly what the read is from the guard here. It's like, all right, they have a player push through A. More than likely, the guard are stacked up towards this B side. That leaves mid open. Jonah P was pushed all the way, and he needs to go huge.
Every round, they've relinquished this mid control, and it's for a reason. They wanted to corral these players towards these choke points, and it looks like Trent could at least have a chance back over towards screens. Watches one fly over, and it's going to be the plant for Zekin. And not only that, but not a single player from XSET makes their way on site. Trent has isolated Zekin. Trent takes down Zekin. Can he take down another in Def? No, Def goes out with a Vandal and still able to get the kill, but we're still equal at a 2v2. Don't exactly know about guns, though. Valen and Net, they're still onto their pistols. Headhunter is out. Net can hit the shot onto Def. Def comes up from the side. Valen now stuck in a 1v2.
Let's just wrap towards elevator. That's just a little bit of a case study as to why mid is so important. You have that extra avenue, and
yeah, I guess so.
The guard on this full buy, another tour de force, another operator. They're going for a double op setup once more here. It was the way they found success in their 1 round, and it's found success here for 1. Now XSET storming up this mid side, need this win onto Jonah P, and yes they do. Now it's opened up a gap towards Heaven, and it spread the guard defense a lot thinner. We have a lot of situations where it's a lot of solo holds. 1 towards Heaven, 1 towards female, and 1 on each side. So this is the fight that has to go the way of the guard, and unfortunately, it's not going to.
Huge showstopper clearing out the Heaven side. Only 1 person here on site. That's Net. Net usually doesn't miss, so he's not going to miss the second time, is he? And he still misses out. Okay, more like I'm just wrong. Saya player going in, though. He also has an op of his own. Makes it down to a 2v2. Only able to spot the head of Def, but not able to hit the shot. Def, however, does pop down Trent off the 50-50 from the Cosmic Divide. Saya player now pulls out the knives after taking down Def. BCJ, headshot position on top of triple. Looking for an angle onto Saya player.
Lies. The guard will have another buy here. Net will be the only one with the operator this time around, and hopefully his control over towards this A side, it should give a little bit more confidence, but now he's been obscured. He's got to get aggressive, and he needs this angle. He understands that this is the control that the guard need, and he's willing to take this risk. He's got the ability to TP out, so it's not that big of a threat. But if he finds a pick here, it would certainly open things up, and he's got 2 to deal with.
Out of the arm of Aaron, and gonna hit Cryo. Big initial hit that's going to hurt the initial take just a bit more. And this one hurts even more. Saya player sneaking his way down mid. The Seekers are right behind him too. It's a massive kill. 4 players now stacking up this B side for the guard. And the snake bite is so good. Covers up the choke point right as the wall essentially goes up, or at least right when they wanted to go behind the wall. But it's not going to happen. 2 more players now remaining for XSET. All of their players have been picked down one by one. Def and Aaron, they need to combine their efforts on this one because it's not looking pretty.
Yeah, and I think this round was the guard saying, let's get more aggressive, and it worked out splendidly in their favor. Still, though, Def and Aaron, they are, you know, a force to be reckoned with. They're left now in a 2 versus 4 after that first pick that Def was able to collect.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left, so the chances of a rotate at this last second are more than unlikely. Saya player ready to hold this cross. He's sitting in this smoke as well over towards double stack. Well, smoke goes down.
Round, they had neglected mid control. They were simply just keeping an eye on the situation. The person over towards over towards the 2 heaven sides were just essentially keeping an eye on things, just keeping contact. But early on, BCJ with a bit of damage onto net. That's all it's going to be. Just a peek over towards that B main area. And look at the answer from net. Immediately off of that initial battle, he still goes right into B main. And what does he see? Absolutely nothing. Everyone else from XSET still stacked up here on A. Trailblazer going out at the perfect time. Same thing with the Sky Flash. This A site, though, is completely empty. Yeah, and VALORANT was already starting that lead because of the util that's been set up on B here. It's a 5-on-5 retake as guarded happened to the pistol, and here it comes in the last round of this first half. Saya player, though, will at least find one, but that's going to be a huge issue. Jonah P looking for the early swing, but he falls as well. He was the only one swinging out, and now they're coming out one by one. VALORANT is good for at least one more. Back in Saya to find a huge... Actually has, though, because they've had actually quite the stack between A.
Yeah, very quick rotation here for Aaron if he wants to. Cryo. Solid spot as the support from Zekin with his util if he wants to dash away. And that is a lovely nade. And ooh, TP just at the last second. Zekin's going to advance, but do they know that Jonah P has slipped through? I mean, the guard aren't even fully committed to this area just yet. They're just holding their time, cutting noise here. 4 players from the XSET, though, have quickly rotated over. So that's going to be a big threat. And Cryo wants the info. Might even get a kill. Him and Aaron both taking the fight, and they found a double.
Yeah, Zekin coming in at the same time. Back over towards the main choke point, and still Cryo. Still just keeping an eye back over towards ramp. He's thinking about that peak. Goes for it, and doesn't exactly get any mileage off of it. One little shot in. It does leave both Trent and Saya player real low. They're trying to reset back over towards ramp, but it's realistically just waiting up for a second opportunity to get back to A. Little do they know, it's actually a red carpet.
Yeah, XSET are anticipating this rotation from the guard. They have left Zekin here just in case. Hyper util
30
will
seconds
help them
left.
in this post plant. As the stars come down, rotations will be coming back here from XSET. Spike to go down as well, and Zekin, you could either say, you know, YOLO, let me go in by myself, bro. Or I can wait for my team, and he's elected to wait for his team. They're all
good job, young man.
Here, Saya player and Trent not looking too hot in this pistol round, and it's up against a Frenzy, 2 classics, so this will be a duel here. XSET taking their time as they have this heaven approach, and they're going to work their way slowly through screens and through A main, a 3-pronged retake.
And not easy by any means for XSET. BCJ still has a heal, but Def is only now still charging up one of his stars. He doesn't have any remaining there on site, so he has to go essentially dry, and it's going to be a dry battle for these last 2. BCJ and Zekin starting to go in. BCJ and Zekin connecting on 2 big kills. And
They disperse themselves, throw off the crossfire from 2 different angles, and they get that pistol round. So 3-10, and that was a big round for the guard. So they're going to try and force back after getting the spike down and see if they can maybe battle back and get around on the board here to at least make things a lot more doable and realistic for a comeback.
The only way that they can really make this happen is if they actually win out this mid interaction, whether it be getting a kill and backing up or having to fight this entire war. Just look at this pinch. Nebula up in the face of Cryo.
Bravo here as well.
Is essentially going for that 50-50. Zekin around the corner. We've seen this position and we've seen this gun go absolutely huge here before. But Zekin's not going to get that opportunity. The Viper wall essentially from their own teammate has cleared this out. Zekin has gone down dry through the wall essentially. Trent, thanking his lucky stars once again. But for now, Cryo, he's just keeping an eye on this situation, trying to go for a kill. Not going to be able to happen. BCJ now an opportunity for 3 kills of his own. Saya player trying to dash through. BCJ 3 kills on the round and could definitely get some more. The last 2 players are back in B main.
Yeah, you needed VALORANT to really spring out at that exact moment to prevent Aaron from being that support system. And now Trent, an already low HP. Aaron's not going to take that fight. Heal comes in, and now they can fight the 2v2. Third rotating in.
What a peek.
Def. And down goes Trent. Valen. Yeah, they have another buyback here, surprisingly.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it was a bit funky. Like right when XSET were thinking about attacking that mid side, and right when the guard were essentially going up top mid, that Viper wall goes up at the perfect time. They regain that control. They regain the monitoring. Again, just unfortunate that the kill through the smoke ended up happening, but still XSET. This is a bit of a better structure, say the least, on the round. And Aaron, he had impact last round, but this time he wants the kills to make up for it. He gets 2 in his hands. BCJ could get a couple more too. He had a massive streak in the last round, and he could actually get his ultimate up if he just gets 1 more kill. Jonah P and Saya player around the corner, sitting in the back of Pillar. Big shot from Cryo. 1v4 for Saya player with nothing but a Spectre.
So, not able to convert. XSET, they will have 1 opportunity to close things out here, of course, with their buy they have currently. Otherwise, 9 rounds to play against, and already Def is going to kick us off with 1. This mid presence so heavy, and with so much utility here from XSET, it feels like they're not going to get through. However, now with no info to play off of, mid has just opened up hugely.
Saya going back into the orb, but going into the cold hands of Def. Yeah, never mind. Alright, that hurts. The boom bot did kind of break things up a bit, but that real strong top ramp formation, there's no way that the guard were going to be able to make it through. Again, those positions were just completely not known. Good off angles in general. Jonah P has a battle right in front of him. His teammate Net, he needs to make a lot more space currently. 50 seconds left, so it's still quite a bit of time. But Zekin, he has the checkmate, game, set, and match right here with a judge. And 1 pump does it. The spike at his feet, and Net has it all to do.
40 seconds left. I mean, something could present
It's already
itself,
it.
but instead